Friends, good morning. It's good to be with you this morning, this beautiful, beautiful November 1st. Here we are. Okay, All Saints Day, the solemnity of All Saints. Something that's extraordinary, something that's kind of wild about being human. Among the many things, one of the things that I was thinking about is that we're the only creatures that don't just automatically become what we're supposed to become. We don't automatically become what we're supposed to become. We're not like other creatures. We're not like you take a tomato seed. You plant a tomato seed in the ground, give it, the right conditions, the right amount of sunlight, water, good soil, all those things. And that seed will inevitably, of its own accord, become a fully fruiting tomato plant, right? We might be disappointed. We might be disappointed if our garden doesn't actually grow things. You can be disappointed in that. But you wouldn't look at a garden full of fruit and tomatoes and corn and beans. You wouldn't look at that and kind of shake your head and be disappointed in the plants, right? You wouldn't be like, so what else are you going to do? Like, is this all? Is this all you exist for, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Or you go to, Old MacDonald's farm for a visit one morning and you look around at the sheep and the goats and the pigs and the cows and all the things, and like they're just doing their thing in the barnyard, eating the food and sleeping, resting, standing. And you're like, man, these are some lazy, lazy animals. Like, when are you going to do something with your life, Mr. Cow? Like, no, they are just being what they're supposed to be. They've achieved their actuality. They're fully flourishing. That's awesome for them. But to be human is something else. Like, we experience our lives as a task, as a project, as something given to me to develop. That's the perilous gift of freedom. That we genuinely have the capacity to participate, using our freedom, to become more than what we are. I am human, but I am supposed to become more. You are supposed to become more than just a metabolizing human creature. We're supposed to become more. You're supposed to use your freedom to become a saint. A saint. That's what we're supposed to be. So this solemnity, right, the solemnity of All Saints, it's celebrating everyone who's in heaven. Everyone who's arrived home, not just the canonized saints, not just the canonized ones. And we've had some amazing canonizations recently, right? I'm still reeling thinking about the canonization of Pier Giorgio Frassati and Carlo Acutis. In particular, you probably saw this, but 4 years to the day after he died, Carlo Acutis, his mom gave birth to a set of fraternal twins, a brother and sister, who were there at their brother's canonization. And imagine being like those twins growing up, you get in trouble in school, once. Your mom's like, your brother, Saint Carlo, never got a detention, but that's real. Their brother is a saint in heaven. And that's, okay, so yes, all the canonized saints, that's what we're talking about today. And, of course, all the uncanonized men and women, children who lived lives of extraordinary hidden holiness, who are also home with the Lord. The saints show us, at least for me, the saints show me the vast human potential that's laid before us. What is possible? When you hear people say things like, oh, I'm only human. Whoa, do you know what it means to be human? Do you know what that even means? Do you know what you're capable of? Or do you know what your humanity is capable of? If you knew, you probably wouldn't say, I'm only human, right? To be a saint is to see the saints is to glimpse the vast human potential. One of the things that you probably know this about me already because of what I've shared, but one of the things I really love is going down different rabbit holes on YouTube, especially late at night when I can't sleep. You're laying there in bed with your phone and you drop your phone on your face, that kind of thing. Anyway, one of the things that I really love watching are these channels they're people who are absolute masters of their craft. I just get lost watching these videos. Two in particular that have stolen many hours of my life recently. One is this guy named Jake Weidman, who is He's a master penman, so incredible calligraphy, and he's an incredible sculptor. I've been watching him with these little videos for the last 2.5 years. He's making this massive cartouche family crest that's going into some wealthy person's mansion somewhere above a fireplace. But he's been working on this thing for 2.5 years. I've been watching as he carves and draws. It's just incredible. Another one, this guy named John Neiman, who you'll watch him over the course of like 2 weeks. He makes like one knife. You're like, wow. At least I am. It's amazing watching these masters of their craft. I love watching them because I'm obsessed with excellence. It's amazing to see what their hands are capable of slowly producing, like this beauty, this magnificence, this excellence. It's like you put a chisel in my hand, you put a pen in my hand, you put a hammer and anvil in my hand, and you're not going to really see anything impressive. But you put the pen, the chisel, the hammer, the anvil in Jake Weidman's hands, John Neiman's hand, you see amazing things. Right? You put a golf club in my hands, you're not going to see amazing things. You put a golf club in the hands of Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, you're going to see something amazing. You're going to see something amazing. You take a human life and you put it in the hands of God entirely, and you see things that just boggle the mind. You see the courage of a Joan of Arc. You see the long-suffering and forbearance and patience of these martyrs who died in China. You see the brilliance of a Thomas Aquinas. You see the holiness of a Therese of Lisieux. A human life put into the hands of God. That's when you see the magnificence. But what we end up doing, most of us sinners, is we keep our lives in our little hands most of the time, mostly because of fear. Like the thought of being fully abandoned, fully surrendered into the hands of God, that just seems like craziness. It seems like craziness. The saints are the ones who do that, though. They show us this is what's possible. Put your life into the hands of God and don't take it back. Watch the craziness that happens. Like that's where the life of fullness and meaning and beauty starts happening. It's where the real adventure sets in. I read a book a few years ago by this consecrated man who teaches at Sacred Heart Seminary in Detroit. His name is Dan Keating. He wrote a book called The Adventure of Discipleship. And it's an awesome, awesome book. But he makes this distinction between what he calls contrived adventures and real adventures. Right? Most of us live our lives with a lot of contrived adventures. Right? Like, I'm going to plan out my fun. I'm going to plan out the itinerary, plan out the fun. And that's fulfilling and wonderful at times, right? But there's a difference between that kind of adventure and this kind, the real adventure, like when you end up missing your connecting flight and you have to spend a night overnight in the city that you weren't planning on spending a night in. And you happen to wander into this area of downtown and you see all this live music and you bump into this person and you start talking and oh my gosh, you hit it off and you meet your new wife. That's the real adventure. When you allow yourself to get swept up into a thing that's bigger than you, that's the saints. That's the saints. They're the ones who live the real adventure because they've surrendered their lives into the hands of the Lord. That's the real adventure. So, friends, on this Solemnity of All Saints, let's be reminded of our call to be saints, our call to surrender our lives into the hands of the Lord, and that the only real adventure, the only way to live the adventure our hearts long for is by doing what they did. Amen.